Yo, baby.
We are here.
Back.
Oh, baby.
Let's go. YouTube's biggest clowns.
Congratulations to everyone for tuning in, for us for making
Congratulations.
another week.
Is it, have they won something? Congratulations.
They won a new show. They, get to sit with us for a whole episode.
Yeah, baby.
Woo!
And
Let's
it's
go.
a packed one.
Yeah,
full of-
baby. We love
full
it.
of great memes.
We do. We love it.
Great memes, great stories, great times.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
And of course, the everyone's favorite segment, Beer of the Week.
Oh, yes. We've got it all. We've got a lot coming
happening.
to you today.
It's all happening.
Little bit of a shorter show today. We don't have as many topics, but boy, don't you worry. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to enjoy ourselves, and you guys are going to have all the fun in the world. I guarantee it. I guarantee it, folks.
That's
no
Dan's,
word of a
Dan's
lie.
guarantee.
Yes, absolutely.
Dan's guarantee is exactly what you need.
Yes, that is exactly what the folks out there need to feel safe and happy and taken care of.
Safe.
So that's what we do. We come. We can't guarantee actual safety. Just to be clear,
Okay.
we're not making any guarantees.
I
But
wouldn't.
we
I
give you a
wouldn't
nice, safe hangout. Every week you come here, you have a good time. So let's just jump right into it. Pat yourselves on the back, folks.
Thank you. Thank you.
You've done well to show up. So let's just jump right into it, Connor. I heard that. Well, I haven't even heard the story, but I hear that something.
You were there.
Oh,
What?
this is the story. I thought it was a story that happened
What, you thought-
last night or something.
No, you were there. It happened on Friday night.
I see. Okay.
Did you forget?
No,
instantly?
no.
Did you just forget that this happened on Friday night?
Well-
I literally said at the pub, I was like, "We'll bring this up on the show," and
I
you were
see,
like,
I see.
"Yeah."
That story. Okay.
Yeah,
you've bamboozled me.
I don't get
right
started
out
on
the
that
gate.
much.
Yeah, I was like, God, after Friday, and he's got another story.
No,
My
I
God.
don't get started on that much because I don't like to encourage violence or anything like of that kind of matter.
Okay. Well, good on you.
But we were at the pub enjoying a few brews,
Yes.
a few selection of guest ales.
Correct. Yes.
If you would say.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
A few selection of guest ales. We were outside, and it's winter here in Australia, so outside it's a bit chilly, and there aren't many people out there. And we're on like the boardwalk, and this man walks past us. It's just us outside because it's cold.
Yeah, it's kind
And
of
this man walked past.
chilly winter evening.
Yeah.
And was this after we chatted to those other blokes?
Was that last week or?
Oh, that was the week before.
yeah.
Yeah.
There were
See,
two blokes behind us.
The week
so-
before, in that exact same spot, we
Yeah.
had like a really nice chat with these two random British guys who
Yeah.
were just there drinking.
fresh off the boat.
And then literally they've traveled all this way, and it's I guess the what's it called? If you bring anything big like furniture or anything, that comes by boat.
Yeah, it's just a saying, fresh off the boat, I suppose.
You can
but-
ferry, but
They're-
I'm sure there's some sort
they're
of
off the-
cruise,
Yeah, you can cruise. You can go on a plane. You can
Hell
do
yeah.
you can do the traditional way. But this man, he decided to. Well, he walked past us, and we're no strangers, Dan, to people coming up to us at the pub.
Like I said, it
We
was the
have
same
this-
spot a
yeah,
week prior. We had a great
this thing,
interaction.
yeah.
So this week, this Friday, to our surprise,
Oh boy!
we're just standing there having a good time, and luckily there was a security guard out
Very.
in that area.
For some reason, he had just decided to walk out, and it was just pure happenstance. And I would say luck because he happened to see this man come up to us, and then when that guy approached us as he was walking towards us, I could see the security guard like literally go towards him because he just knew. He was wearing like a Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, man.
Like he was in party mode, I suppose, but had taken it a bit too far. Maybe drank a bit too early. Did a few too many
Peaked.
lines.
Sometimes you peak a little early. Yeah.
I would almost definitely say he was on drugs.
Oh,
And I'm not trying
Perhaps.
to assume, but I'm pretty sure that he
You know
was.
what I'm talking about?
And
I think I do, yeah.
he came up to us, but we did have this woman come up to us previously that night and say like, "Oh, you guys are brave. It's really cold out here." And I thought he was trying to say something like that to us, but he was so
Or even just a
drunk
friendly,
that-
like, hello in passing, you know?
I don't know what he was trying to say. He was like, "Oh yeah, you know, yeah," and I was like,
Tommy Tough Knuckles.
"It was Tommy Tough Knuckles himself."
It really was.
Oh god. And I was just like, I got freaked out because I was like, oh, I don't like confrontations like this.
Yeah. Yeah?
And he was like, yeah, all right. He literally was the disgruntled release. He's like, yeah, all right. And then he walked off. And then just as he was walking off, the security guard followed him. He must have gotten like, I don't know, like 10 meters. And then the security guard was like,
Hey, mate.
what are you doing, man? And didn't he just say something like, yeah, all right, I'm going.
Because
He just copped it. He was like, "Yeah, I accept it. I've been drunk and disorderly."
He did kind of groan, but he came off a little bit aggressive towards us.
He was aggressive because then when he walked back past us to walk out of the vicinity, or the fucking name is, the
venue.
The venue. He looked straight at me and called me a fucking "see you next Tuesday."
My, oh my.
What did I do? I didn't say anything. I was just, and I don't know. I guess he liked you more because he didn't say anything to you.
Well, maybe he just ignored me.
He was just like, I don't know. He didn't say anything to you, but he just looked at me and he called me a "see you next Tuesday,"
Oh my.
which I think is the one word you can't really say on YouTube. But yeah, he called me a effing "see you next Tuesday."
My God, what a
for
scummy
no
guy.
reason. And then the security guard
Why
came back
ruin
down.
the good vibes at the pub, you know?
Who comes there for that? But then the security guard came back like 15 minutes later. It's like, yeah, that guy who came over with you, we found him like passed out near his car.
In the car park, yeah.
And it turns out, because there's like a wedding venue at our local.
Right, yeah. It
And,
was some kind of a...
He was at the wedding. He
Yeah.
had been at the wedding. And I guess
It's that
walked
open
down.
bar, man. That
It must have been an open
gets
bar.
people. Big
And he's like,
time.
actually, I want to go pay for my drinks now. Left that vicinity and went down to the pub area down below, which is where we were. And then, yeah. And then he passed out. And all these people came out and they're like, oh, yeah, it's just fucking Alan being Alan again.
Oh,
he passed
God.
out. And they're like, get an Uber, mate. And he's like, nah. I was worried we were going to run into him again when we were leaving. But
It became a meme.
Jesus.
it did
This
become
guy.
a meme. It became a meme.
It became a meme.
It became a meme.
Yeah, he really, I think, did make a bit of a fool of himself, especially it sounded like the people that were there with him did have to come and clean up the situation, which is pretty unfortunate, you know.
You don't want to be that guy who is always the one who takes it too far and gets too drunk and has to be told to get, like, if you have to get told to get an Uber, it's never really a good sign. I'm just being completely honest with you. So yeah, I hate confrontations like that. I hate violence. I really don't like it. Yeah, and he definitely just like, sometimes people have it out for you, and I guess he just had it out for me.
Yeah, I think
I don't know why. I genuinely don't know why.
Honestly, if I had to, like, not that it's worth psychoanalyzing, but if I had to really guess, he probably felt like we were laughing at him or something, or
I
felt
think
like
he did.
Yeah, we're looking down on him.
No,
somehow.
I think
I
you're
don't-
right.
But we weren't. We were just being
No.
friendly.
No, you're not wrong, actually. I generally do think that. I think that's a good point because he seemed to get really like defensive quickly. And I think sometimes when some people when they drink, they well, I think when we all drink, we can all take things a bit personally more than we would when we're sober. But some people more than others, I suppose. I don't know why I switched to you. That made it sound like I was aiming at you. But no, I'm saying he obviously just more than other people takes that shit personally.
Yeah.
And, yeah. But yeah, he got kicked out.
Is democracy manifest.
Correct.
And we had another security guard that night tell us that we're never trouble there.
Yeah, well, that's
Never have been, never
that's
will
the thing.
be.
We're always
So-
like nice and welcoming and friendly. Like
They'll always take our side down there because I
Yeah.
feel like we've never been anything. Like, we've never caused any
Oh,
issues.
come on. We are
So-
good boys. Ultimately, you know.
Thank you, Dan.
The world knows it. Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for being a good fella, you know.
No, you're all right.
Um,
That's what I do around here.
and that's why I love you, pal. It's what I appreciate about you.
Thank you.
my good buddy.
God, we're full of compliments today.
I know. We're pals.
I hope Dan is going to be okay.
Wholesome, palling around. Speaking of which,
Oh, you got my Hill video?
yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I actually haven't watched it. I've loaded it up, but I haven't.
Good. I hope you didn't.
This is my
I know
purely.
I know it's hard for you to download the video sometimes and not watch them because obviously you're
Yeah.
seeing bits and you're like just trying to download it. I do understand that. I found this video we recorded on Monday night where we did a live on Monday night, and then I went home
Correct.
and I found this instantly, and I was like, "This is so funny."
Oh, I love it. Okay,
It's
great.
apparently like a yearly tradition in the UK,
Oh,
which I had never heard of.
over
Dude,
to
it had
England.
something crazy, like 130 million views on Instagram.
Excuse me? Wow.
Instagram is so good for finding like random videos.
Yeah, like really weirdly viral,
Yeah.
random
That's where I found
clips.
all the Anton stuff with.
I love that Anton guy.
Yeah,
We gotta
exactly. And I
make
couldn't
something
find the
happen with
original
him.
account. There was just like a ripped video of Anton. But yeah, this is really cool. So
Okay.
yeah, we got to go to this. The wide react. Yes.
Oh, look at you go! Wow.
I'm learning how to switch, baby.
This is it.
This is it.
Okay.
So they chase this.
Do you need to say anything up, or should I just play it?
They chase this cheese down the hill. I think the objective is to catch. It's the first person to catch the cheese.
Right. Okay. No, I mean let's play.
All right.
Is hill cheese rolling? Whoa!
So these people really.
What? Oh my Jesus! So they don't just check. Wow! What on earth? So they don't just chase the cheese down the hill. They literally.
Well, I think they're trying to, but they just. You ever gone down a steep hill like that? Like,
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's easy to like fall your way
these
down.
people are just.
Wow!
So yeah, I think they.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Cooper's Hill cheese roll and wait.
Look how many
What on
people.
earth?
There's so many people. Like this is like a yearly thing.
And those are just spectators.
Yes.
There's a whole bunch of people watching.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like the first person
So,
to get the cheese.
I
But
was going to
could be
say,
wrong.
is someone trying to beat the cheese or so? Yeah, the first person to
I
get
don't
the
know.
cheese.
I think
Okay.
someone's just trying to, the Cooper's Hill cheese roll and wake. Dude, people must get hurt doing that. Like, people were literally flying down that hill.
Yeah, and they're like determined. I mean,
Yeah.
God, at least it's grassy. Like I'm sure it's soft-ish, but
Have you ever ran down a hill fast? It's not fun.
no,
And it's
it ain't.
scary, and you
It
literally
ain't.
could lose your
Wow, and that's brave. They really are going for it.
I do love videos.
Should
like this.
we get it? Do a second one. So,
Yeah, this is so,
I want to know who gets the.
the honor of pushing the cheese down.
How do
I
they
don't
pick
know.
the person who gets to roll the cheese?
I
'Cause
don't
that's
know.
a high honor, you know.
It is a high honor. It is.
Wow.
It really is. Yeah.
So he rolls the cheese down.
He rolls the cheese.
Got some high vis fellas just in case anything.
Yeah. Go.
Go, chase it.
The people are full of
Oh my
instinct.
god! So they literally go it. Wow.
That guy in the blue is doing great.
So I can. Wow, I can almost.
He's
Whoa!
flying. Yeah, he's flying.
That
That guy in the black's going nuts.
Oh my lord.
That must hurt.
Wow. It does look like it's extra like muddy and grassy though.
Yeah, it wouldn't be nice.
Oh my. Yeah, I can see a lot of people are kind of bum scooting their way down.
I saw someone say like the best day of the year or something. So many people are there. I've never heard of this. And it had like an unholy amount of views. It had like 130 or something, maybe more. Maybe it was like 170. It was one of those.
It's like a phenomenon. It looked like the bet or some technique was like get as much speed and then just kind of bum slide it the rest of the way down.
Yes.
You know, let the
people
gravity
started on
and
their asses, and then from there on out,
It's just
but
crazy.
There must be injuries
I feel like
on
the
this
roly
thing.
poly method is risky because like
Yeah.
anything could happen. You know.
It's funny how things like this happen, and obviously so many people didn't know about it, and that's why it's been going so viral.
Yeah.
Because like,
Yeah.
it's just so bizarre. Like, it's very bizarre.
Mm.
Only in England, I guess. It's just there's so many people. They're all there for the cheese off.
The cheese off.
The cheese off. The
God,
cheese
that's
hill run.
So hilarious. Like what a funny tradition. And it must just be like something they've done for years. And so they just do it because it's
I'd go.
what they've always done, you know? And it's kind of nice. Look, like you said, a shitload of people are there. It's obviously a big community event.
The Cooper's Hill cheese roll and
Say
away.
cheese.
Say cheese.
Brilliant.
It's a tradition. It's a cheesy tradition around here to do it.
I remember when I was a young lad and all those hills in the UK. No, actually, in all honesty, every year we had a day at school. I think it was around Easter where we would roll an egg. Everyone would bring an egg in. Well, there was two.
Roll an egg.
So there was two things we would do, right?
Right.
For one, it was decorate an egg. So you had to. So you didn't have to, but you could paint an egg and bring it in. There would be like a competition, like who has the prettiest egg.
Right. Yeah.
And people would paint it as like characters. I remember one person brought in like a bunch of different eggs. They were all the Incredibles characters and like
okay.
like
Yeah.
different like theme stuff.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was that you would bring eggs to roll. And we would go to the top of a hill in, I think, the Wimbledon Common.
And we say bye-bye.
Yeah, and you would roll the egg, and whoever's egg made it the furthest before breaking, or if it made it all the way to the bottom without breaking, then, you know, you would either move to the next round until there was a winner.
Did
But,
you ever
yeah.
do the thing where like you had to look after an egg for a whole week and make sure it didn't crack and break and stuff?
No,
It was like,
I didn't do
It was
that.
like a test to see if you could look after like a
Like that SpongeBob episode?
yeah, exactly, like an animal or like a in the future
Yeah, I mean,
a child and stuff.
I feel like I heard about those as things people would do, but I never had anything like that at school, sadly. Sad me.
Yeah, they do some weird shit with eggs. I saw.
Eggs
I
go
don't. I
crazy,
don't know
dude.
I don't know if it's real, but I saw this thing on was it Twitter or Instagram? Like some guy bought like an egg from the supermarket and he put a light over it and then he like was injecting it with stuff, but then it eventually made like an actual chicken.
Oh my god!
coming out of it.
I see. He
It
like
looked kind of legit, but I could be fucking stupid.
reverse engineered a chicken. All right.
It generally did seem kind of real.
Doubt that.
Yeah, but no. I can say I was also very I was also quite like hesitant.
Hey,
But it did seem pretty legit.
there's no proof
could
that it's
be
not
wrong.
real. That we
It was
know
weird.
of.
Like he took like the first little top bit off, and then he put foil over it, like a clean film over it, and then he put a light over it, and he was injecting things into it, and it was slowly becoming this chick, I suppose, like a chicken.
I'm gonna come.
No,
Do not come.
it was. I swear, it was real. I don't know. I could be wrong. I know the internet is full of fucking shit, but
No, hey, I love any wacky stuff like that. And you know what? Even if he faked it, he went through the effort to fake it. Oh, that's just my
it happens, folks.
the handy cam, I think. Is
Right.
that there? Oh yeah, that's bingo bango.
Do you want to talk about this Game of Thrones video?
Yeah, please.
Well,
actually
'cause-
show me because I'm.
House of Dragon ends tomorrow.
Oh, of course. Which I've been enjoying this season. Must I add? Really?
No, I like it.
You're farting on it?
No, I like it. I like
Okay.
it. I like it. It's good.
Great.
It's no Game of Thrones, so.
That we can agree on. Sure. Yeah, I agree with that.
But I guess, like, I think Game of Thrones was about all the different houses, but I think this one, I mean, it is called the House of Dragons, so it's like,
True.
it is.
It's more about the downfall of the one house, yeah.
It does kind of say what it is on the tin, so I can't really give it shit for that. It's like I'm watching Better Call Saul and I'm like, where's Walt and Jesse? You know?
Yeah, no, you can't. Yeah, where's Daenerys?
I would be
Targaryen?
a fool. I would be a fool to say that about the wickedly talented Better Call Saul. But this video was another one I found on Instagram. I think I found it on Monday night as well, or maybe
Okay.
Tuesday.
Right.
This is a advert going around, and I know you love your adverts.
Yes, of course I do.
I know you love your
love
ads.
Oh yeah, baby.
And yes, it has. Did you see which Game of Thrones actor was in it?
No, I didn't
Okay,
even.
good.
Yeah.
All right. So, and I'm pretty sure.
Is it? We'll see in a second. So
I'm pretty sure they're like in a new HBO show at the moment.
Okay.
So, but we do know these very rich people still do adverts. So
of course, and I will say, you know, before we get into it, one thing that frustrates me about House of the Dragon, which is not even something with the show. It's that there's this weird thing where it's like, I'm glad that House of the Dragon is good and I'm enjoying it. And I do feel like it kind of has redeemed the awful ending of Game of Thrones a little bit in terms of like, you know, when Game of Thrones ended, I wasn't sure if I wanted to even watch another Game of Thrones show. You know what I mean? But House of the Dragon is at least, I'm like, okay, you know, I'll give it a shot. I still think that it doesn't make the ending of Game of Thrones not shit. Like, it still sucks. But it's kind of rehabilitated the Game of Thrones franchise a little bit. And the only thing that frustrates me about that is that, like, it means they can go back and almost rehab different like characters or storylines from the original show to do. I don't know all the details about this game, but like if they're going to do a game or to do like, you know, spin-off little books or I don't know. And I just think that's a little bit.
I think
shit.
the Game of Thrones final has like a 4 on IMDb. That got like reviewed bombs.
It's
like,
so what's the word? Fitting.
it really is like, I don't think there's ever been like a show that has had a bigger fall from grace ever. Because even in its final series, it's like you're either watching Game of Thrones or you're not. Like
absolutely.
It was like an event. Everyone was watching it. Everyone was talking about it.
The only thing I could compare
it was a phenomenon, you know.
Yeah, there are 2 shows that I can think of. One doesn't really make sense. Is like The Sopranos to me may have kind of had that, but only more so just because it went off the air. Like not really because it was
Sundays.
Yeah, exactly. I think more so because The Sopranos went off the air, it might have had that effect. But Dexter, I heard, also kind of fell off pretty hard.
Didn't they just do a new reboot?
They're doing a young Dexter now and an old Dexter.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
they did a new series with the original Dexter, and apparently that sucked too. So it's like they can't even.
Yes.
So they did another series to make the final better.
They had their House of Dragon chance, and they fucked that up too.
And they did that, yeah. And apparently that also was like really bad. I mean, I don't know. I don't watch it. I don't.
Well, do you want to show me this?
I'd love to.
This advert.
Let's
get off Cheese Hill.
By the way, can I just say before we watch this advert, it's like ridiculously long. It's like a minute 30.
I did notice.
It's also too long. I think because they got a really big actor in it from Game of Thrones. I think you can probably guess
the
from
audio?
his head.
Is the audio? I didn't check the audio. Do you know if it's copyrighted or?
You know, it's funny you say that, actually.
Oh, wrong one.
I think they do play the Game of Thrones theme, but I think it'll be fine. I think
do we need any of the audio or? Can I put it? I'll put it way down. And if they speak, I'll put it back up.
I think you do need the audio, but it's near the end.
Okay, all right.
I think you're good for the first minute.
Thank you for bearing with us.
No worries. True. Sorry, I forgot you didn't watch it. Of course, that makes sense. All right.
All right, let's jump right into it.
Welcome, Mr. Harrington.
I'm ready to forge my own destiny. I've composed my strategy.
What?
Refined my tactics.
Oh my god! I actually did not. I thought it was Rhaenyra. I thought it was the girl from.
You thought you didn't know it was Mr. Kit Harington from
Jon
Game of Thrones.
Wow, he's looking very. Ooh, that's heavy makeup. I don't mean that in a mean way. It's very like ad. Looks like he's doing like a men's jewelry.
I'm pretty sure he's in like a new show at the moment.
I could be wrong, but aren't they working on a Jon Snow spin-off?
Didn't they can that?
I think they canned a different spin-off.
They've canned they've canned 2.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy. It shows that they know they can't fuck it up again, like Game of Thrones.
They were planning on doing one. I think they have now decided to.
So I see they were like so maybe instead of a TV show, we do a mobile game.
Dude, so like.
John's like, can we just fulfill some of my contract?
You've kind of started this thing in me where I have to I can't not watch these like adverts anymore with like big people in it and not be a bit cringe.
It's almost it's so intriguing. You kind of gotta follow through. Oh god, let's see what Jon has for us.
I've composed my strategy, refined my tactics. I'll solve every puzzle, overcome every challenge, to defeat the deadliest threat we've ever faced. The long night.
What? Wait, what? Hold on,
I'll summon my banners.
So,
let me
it's-
pause
it's-
that because
it's characters you know. Yeah, so I think
what is this?
it's the what's it called? The White Walkers and the
No, I know.
what's
but
it called? The Night
first
King.
of all, and I'm not saying that it's gone woke, but I don't remember any lady White Walkers.
no,
I don't mean that. I'm not saying
Oh,
they
dear.
can't make them girls. I'm just saying
Oh boy.
this character has nothing to do with the original series.
Well, no, I think what they're trying to do is like, oh, my biggest enemy, and they're being played by like an old woman's on her phone playing the new Game of Thrones
Oh,
game.
I see.
I could be wrong. I think they're like, oh,
It's a metaphor.
yeah, even
Okay.
this old woman who's playing can still be like, she's really like,
Right,
she's
right,
used
right,
her
right,
tactics
right.
so well. She's
Brilliant.
It's like, a little old lady. She can't be good at games. Yes, she can. She's actually
Think again, son.
She's the Night King.
Think again, pal.
So,
yeah,
yeah.
she's the Night Queen.
The Night Queen. Pardon me. I do
misogynist
apologize.
loser.
Yeah, sorry, folks.
Let's see. God.
To defeat the deadliest threat we've ever faced. The long night.
Right. Okay. Which makes sense.
It's
the
such
winter.
a long advert, but it's so
They're worried
funny.
for the
Like they're
winter.
talking about the deadliest thing we've ever faced, and then like in the final series, it's like literally like one battle, and then they win.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So it's like, I don't know.
Winter didn't end up being all that crazy
No.
in the end.
No.
I'll summon my banners. Altogether the greatest.
Was that Arya?
And then look, so it's like it's
And that's
it's-
Rhaenyra.
Yeah, it's House of Dragon characters as well. It's so odd. Like he's not even from that
Yeah.
show's set 200 years in the past.
Okay.
For his time, it's odd.
Is he
Yeah.
a time traveler in this?
I don't know. It's like I'm gonna get together the biggest squad.
All right.
Rose of
Even House of
Westeros to
Dragon
fight for my,
characters.
Wait. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see.
my house.
Who was that? Do we know who that was?
I don't know.
Okay. Maybe that was like you make your own.
Yes, that's a good point. Make your own. Yeah, become your own Game of Thrones character.
Oh God. Jesus.
Or
I
House
must
of
choose my
Dragon.
champions wisely. Empower them with legendary weapons and
I know, it's just so cringe. I can't believe it.
What the? This
And
is
it's-
insane.
It's
He's like
it's so long as well.
he's
It's literally-
reading
It's
the
like a minute and a half.
fucking. I hate this. Like when you see a YouTuber do a mobile game ad or an actor, and they read these ultra specific like
Get your steel
details.
claymore.
And it's like you don't know what you're even saying. Like
I just got an extra 300 coins from using this steel claymore and my small axe. It's
wow,
like, what?
good on you, John.
Thank you, son.
armor. Forge strong alliances and lead my house to victory. Whatever it
Right,
takes.
there you go. It's like
Wow.
Sir Kristen as well. So it's another House of Dragon character.
So wait. But let me just
Yeah, she's peeking at his.
First of all, hilarious that they do that. Like, is she gonna see what he's doing?
Yeah.
Second of all,
she's peeking.
is part of this game literally like a Candy Crush?
Yeah, it's like
simulator?
I don't even know what. I think it's just like
What?
I think it's just like gems and like.
What?
Yeah, it's so yeah.
Jon Snow is doing a Candy Crush game? Like, what the fuck?
It's just Candy Crush with Game of Thrones slapped on it.
Yeah. It's just exactly. It's a cheap, shitty. Is this canon?
It must be because obviously Sir Kristen was around in the Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
time.
true. The red woman you see from the
Yeah,
original.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so exactly.
going on?
Like, it's the crossover, man. It's the biggest
Oh,
crossover
man.
in Game of Thrones history.
God.
So funny.
Um,
So bizarre.
my apologies.
Do.
I forgot to put the laptop on charge, so I'm just gonna.
Oh no.
We're okay. I just
What's
don't
going
want us to
on?
Run out of juice, folks.
There was
Here we go.
As I went to find-
Thank you for the.
It's funny because I went to find the elevator music, and by the time I didn't find it,
Yeah, it's on number 7. You got to remember.
it was already done.
My apologies, folks. Back to the video.
Back to the video.
whatever it takes, through fire and blood.
Do you know that is the I believe that's the name of the book that House of Dragon is based on.
Do you also see that his name is Don't Call Me John? Do you get it? Because,
Wow. Wow.
he's actually John.
And I don't know if this is the character,
That's from... she's from
Viserys' sister or whatever.
Isn't
Yeah.
she from House of Dragon too?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Don't call me John, okay?
Great. So he is playing Kit Harington in this.
He
ad.
is Kit Harington playing the Game of Thrones. Yeah, because the woman at the beginning is like, Mr. Harrington.
Yes. So he's like, you know what? I haven't played John in a few years. Don't call me John.
They cancelled the spin-off. I'm not going to be playing him again, it seems.
So best I can do is play him
yeah.
on my phone.
Best I can do is accept money from
Yeah.
these clowns.
Woof. Okay.
You know nothing.
Don't.
What?
Don't do it.
I was just gonna say.
Well, don't say it.
How often do you reckon he has to deal with that? He's like, please, for the love of God.
Oh, don't you just love it, Dan?
Why would they?
Don't
it's
you
so
just
cringe to
love
just
it?
bring it up? They're not even
Don't
making.
you just love it?
They're not making an original joke.
Say the
They're-
line.
They're doing the same lame joke, but then also joking about how it's lame. It's like, guys,
Don't say it.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Jesus Christ.
Don't you just love it, Dan? I knew you'd love this. This is so
And even
great.
right here, we have Daenerys with a young
Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra. These characters live 200 years apart from each other.
Do you get it, folks?
Is this a time traveling game? Is this lore?
Is this that Doctor Who Star Trek
Chat, is
game
this
that's
real?
coming out? Chat, can you tell me if this is the Doctor Who
Doctor
Star
Who.
Trek game?
Oh my God. Yeah, well, actually, now they've got a mobile game. Who knows? Anything could happen.
Yeah, clip it, chat.
Do you know some things?
Oh, there you go. There's the...
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
I do know some things. I think if we just talk over it...
Bob Dracarys.
Dracarys. Do you get it, folks?
I can cut the audio from.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The guy's like, yeah.
My man. This
I like that.
This is all happening at like a bar. Everyone's just playing this game
Yeah,
at
just
the
some-
bar. Because
Wow.
what else would you do at a bar other than play the Game of Thrones game?
Yeah. Chat about the Game of Thrones game and all the fun you can
And
have.
play it. And even the bartenders get into it. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, he loves it.
You just
Who
smoked
were
her.
you summoned to fight for your house? Game of Thrones Legends. Download now.
Wow.
And there's a bit at the end which is,
Oh,
oh, it's just so, ooh, baby.
okay. Wait, we didn't catch that last bit.
Fight for your house.
Let's see.
The king in the north.
Yep.
Great. The King in the North. Fantastic.
Do you get it?
Yeah, I do. I do get it. It's a reference to Game of Thrones.
Very. It's first of all, it's super. It's like super long. It's like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
So the first one that I saw was a really. It was like a quick 15-second one, and I was like, "Oh, surely they didn't get Kit Harington back just for a 15-second ad." So I went to the actual account on Instagram, and I found that one. And it's like a minute and a half. It's a long.
It's weird. Yeah, I find that they do that with those ads. They do like a
kind
long
of
cut.
literally see myself as a big star.
Yeah, and then they do shorter cuts for like social media and stuff. It's
Yeah.
just so.
So your thoughts on that?
The fuck is this shit?
I think it's just sad, really. I mean, I get that he has to. I get he's doing it for a bag, but it's like even in the ad, they're joking about the fact that
$900 dues.
yeah, he probably got paid a fat bag, and that's great. But literally in the ad, they joke that he's like haunted by this character
Right.
and by these catchphrases.
Don't say
And
it.
It's like, yeah, they're joking about it, but like this ad is an example of that. You've been haunted by this character that you're being dragged onto the set.
You
of
know
a-
nothing, Jon Snow.
Ah! And being dragged onto a set. He's being dragged onto a set to do, you know, references to a show he worked on like fucking over 5 years ago. Like it's just
Yeah.
It's sad.
It's
sad.
funny. It's like, is Game of Thrones hype still there where like people are going to want to play this game purely because it's Game of Thrones and you can play as like Arya Stark and Jon Snow? I don't know. Do
Both
people...
are genocidal, crazy war criminals. So I think we should all enjoy seeing how they die.
Yeah.
I don't think you've been able to play that yet.
I know. I just thought it was the perfect.
That is the
chance.
perfect time. That is the perfect time.
Oh God, I knew it. You know,
It's
I
that,
knew we had
it's that
to.
Game of Thrones. It's like, I know House of Dragon has been good, but like, is the hype still there? I don't hear like people talking about House of Dragon anywhere near as much as I hear them talking about Game of Thrones. So I don't know.
Game of Thrones at its peak, I think, was
That's just my opinion.
that was a phenomenon that I don't think has necessarily been recreated. Maybe like on a smaller scale for like shows like White Lotus or things like that, where like people talk about it, but they talk about it when it airs, you know? Game of Thrones, I feel like, dominated the culture kind of throughout the year, you know?
Yeah, well, yeah, White Lotus is so dope. Though I keep campaigning for people to watch that show because I don't know anyone who watches it, and I only watched it this year, and it's so great. Like it's the most I've enjoyed a show in like a hot minute.
Oh yeah, no, it's a great time.
Both series are like so good, and I'm super excited for the third series with what's his name, Walton Goggins.
Yeah,
Goggins,
Mr. Goggins. I do love that guy. He was great in that Fallout show. You know,
Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah, he's great in that. He is great in that, actually.
another HBO.
Another HBO W, baby.
Righteous Gemstones, yeah. That might be on the list soon. I don't know.
Succulent.
What was that?
Succulent.
Chocolate.
Succulent.
You know, since we turned down the soundbite so it doesn't echo on the show, I can't really hear them anymore.
We can bust them up a little. I was thinking that too. You know, we're just finding the sweet spot.
I know it's the sweet. It is exactly right. It's
got to be loud enough for us to hear it, but not for the mics to hear it.
It's the sweet spot.
Let's try it one more time.
Succulent.
It's definitely. I can definitely catch it a bit more now.
Okay, all right. Well, there we go. You know,
I kind of literally see myself as a big star.
Exactly.
Some are louder than others, and that just happens. Are we going to the pub now?
Yes, we can certainly do that. Let's.
I'm getting.
That's not what I meant to do.
I'm enjoying the hell out of getting used to the switcher. Damn, it's so easy.
Yeah, I know. Oh, wow, look, you've already set it up.
It's so easy now. $5.40.
Yeah, man. It should be a great time for us to get right into Beer of the Week. Look at that. You didn't even have to wait for me.
I'm still learning. I'm still like, I'm not trying to do it too early, and then I know the more shows we do.
Before I did.
I didn't want to go too early, and I'm trying here, folks. Thank you for being so gracious and kind. So this is something that I bought him. This is my turn to bring in a drink, a succulent drink, and this is called chocolate and banana stout. Pirate Life Brewing, mate. Yeah,
brilliant.
so I tried these. I actually drank. If you are a fan of my other show, the 50% Doctor Who podcast, then you would see that I
Doctor Who
drank these on there. I went today to get a 4-pack.
Before?
I have. I went to get a 4-pack today, and then she was like, "I've only got 2," and I was like,
"Can you hit me with the handy?" Because look, I don't know if you can see it, but
yeah, they've been dropped. I think
this is like dented.
Yeah, mine's dented too.
This is definitely. This in the? Did you get a discount on these?
I got these.
Oh yeah, I see that.
I actually got these for $14.
It's a nice can. Pirate Life Brewing chocolate and banana stout.
So I was going to get the 4 because I enjoyed them, so I could take 2 home. But then she was like, "I've only got 2," and I was like, "Well, that's all right. That's all right. I only need 2."
Yeah,
and she seemed a bit
need.
surprised. She was like, "Oh, okay." I didn't want to do the big one again and go, "It's for the podcast."
How to handle the inevitable.
To be fair, that other guy I talked about Beer of the Week, she recommended me these.
Ah, okay.
So there was another girl I told that I do the Beer of the Weeks, and she said, "You should try this one time." So Thank you to her. At the mysterious local that I get to the local off shop that I get them from.
Lovely. Well, cheers to some pirate life. Let's live like pirates. My good friend. Yeah, yar.
You know what?
Ooh.
I feel like a stout. A stout is to me.
Okay.
A stout is a very Sunday afternoon drink. I don't know why. Do you get what I mean by that? It's like a stout is like, it's heavier. It's like, it's just, am I not thinking that? Or like,
No, I think you're totally right.
it's a Sunday, it's like how my granddad used to drink, he used to have a glass of port after a Sunday roast.
I think the best way
Do you know what I mean? Like, some drinks are just for certain days. I feel like a stout is a good one.
I totally agree.
Sunday.
Like, I whenever we go out, if we're going out to like, if we know we're going to be out for a long while, I'm always hesitant about going for a stout because I know that they're a bit heavier. They take a bit more.
Correct.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not the best drink for if you're like trying to hype up and go out and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a good drink, especially I like this kind of thing when it's chocolate banana, it's like flavored, and this is quite an interesting mix of flavors they've got.
We tried at the beer farm actually, what Dan's wearing. I tried they did a milk stout, and it was really nice.
It's like, you know, we sometimes when we'll get a Guinness, chuck in a bit of grenadine or something, like a little bit of sweetness can help with the stout. I like that you got that here with the chocolate, but sometimes, you know, a good almost not sour but like bitter stout can be good, like can be fitting. Sometimes you're on a Sunday and you just kind of need something
rather fitting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do love a in a pub on a Sunday afternoon drinking a Guinness.
Oh yeah,
it's a very Sunday type of drink.
That yes, I would agree with that.
It's a very symbolic drink.
I thought you were gonna quit.
I thought you were gonna quit. I did. Sometimes Johnny Hamcheck goes away for a few days.
Takes time off.
And then he comes back, man, with some bangers. And I caught up on all his videos today.
Balboni Construction.
Yeah, Balboni got mentioned. And
brilliant. All the hits.
He gets noticed quite a lot, which is because obviously he doesn't show his face. So no one knows what he looks like.
Okay.
But he was doing this bit today, like he was talking to someone and someone walked past and was like, Johnny Hamcheck? Because he just noticed his voice.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh shit, I was just razzing this guy. Oh well. You know he's a music producer or something?
That's funny.
He's like a musician. Yeah.
That does kind of make sense. I can see a guy like that doing that kind of thing.
I'm going through this quickly. It's nice. Cats.
I don't know. I'm mowing for this. No, I actually like this. I must say it's very easy. It's very easy on the old kind of palate, and yeah, I feel like stouts can sometimes be a bit too bitter for me, or like a bit too heavy, and that combination just makes me, you know, get to about 3/4 of the way through, and I'm like, oh, you know, I gotta get through the rest. But no, I like this. This is good, and you know, I'm a big boy. I can handle a stout here and there.
Yeah.
You know.
I had 4 of these on 50%, and that was enough for me to be a bit like, blah, 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 blah. You know, I was pretty gone.
My titties began to tingle.
Do you want to talk about long legs?
Sure.
Daddy long.
Did that make your titties tingle?
Do you want to do? It did make my titties tingle. Do you want to do? Was it long legs or was it the Trump video we're gonna watch? You can
we got both. I thought long legs for later.
Yeah, bring up the Trump video. That's cool with me.
All right, great.
Do I just go to the
hit the react? I'll turn on the
wide react.
Yeah, and then I just gotta do this. And if you go to the other ones as well.
There's me.
Thank you.
And there's you.
Thank you.
Wow, we're doing it so good here.
All right, if you hit us with the
Safari. Hey!
So this is an ad that I saw recently.
Are you able to just bring that down? Didn't you say you could do that?
Huh? Yeah, but I'll just pause the music.
You can do that. You can actually do that as well.
Yeah.
Quite frankly.
So I'll get the Safari up for.
Can I hit Safari on here as well? Like,
nah, I haven't added that.
Okay.
But
All right,
we'll
nice.
get there.
We'll get there.
So this ad was released by Kamala Harris, the Democratic.
Oh boy.
Although, correction. I'm correcting myself live.
Do not come.
New pro Kamala PAC won't pack down. Releases a bizarre new anti-Trump ad. So this is a MAGA, a pro-Trump person that I think is doing a bit of cope with this ad because I think it's a pretty interesting
Johnny
ad.
Manga.
Johnny MAGA, yeah.
MAGA, sorry.
Yeah, I think I can tell who he supports.
Who is he a fan of Trump?
Well, he changed his last
am.
name to MAGA, so I would think so.
True. It's not just a Twitter handle, it's real life.
Yeah, that's legally binding, my friend.
All right.
So-
New pro Kamala PAC won't
So
pack down.
A
Releases
PAC is something
bizarre
called a
anti-Trump
political
ad.
action committee. So this is not actually run by Kamala. This is not run by the campaign. It's like a separate organization that people donate to that, and then that organization creates adverts and creates flyers and does voting
Right, in
campaigns and stuff
support
like
of said.
of a candidate. Yeah, so there are pro-Trump PACs. There are pro-Kamala PACs. I think there were pro-Joe Biden PACs, a month ago. So this is
Fell off sideways.
yeah. Joe did fall off sideways.
Yeah, exactly.
Poor Joe. Well, what we're about to watch, let's just say,
I've never heard so much malarkey in my whole life.
All right.
yeah, okay.
All right.
And actually, I the reason I wanted to show this is I actually think it's quite a good ad. So I'm very curious what you think.
Is it malarkey or is it good? You make up your mind here, Dan.
I think it's good. It's just sort of interesting.
Dan.
It's playing on this sort of claim against the conservatives and the Trump people that they're, very anti-abortion, anti-woman, that kind of thing. And ultimately, it ends up sometimes just being a bit creepy. And so this is kind of the thing they're going for. I just think this is I think it's so crazy that they even made this ad. But let's take a look.
Us MAGA Republicans banned abortion, but that's just the start.
That's just the start.
If Trump gets elected, we want the government involved in all aspects of your sex life.
Way more involved.
Way more involved.
When you have sexual intercourse...
So...
What is the... Okay. All right.
So normally, this is a thing that people have been pointing out. Joe was such an old school politician.
Yeah.
Joe would never do this kind of attack.
I'm gonna come.
Because Joe is like, yeah, we got to be respectful folks. We got to be old-timey. Whereas I think Kamala's a bit more dialed in with the youngsters. And this ad is kind of hitting with more of a younger demographic. So they're obviously portraying, creepy ass...
Old men.
Old Republican guys.
Old Republican men.
Yes, and the attack is that, they are just really...
they really love to hear about your sex life.
Yeah, they go too far with it when it comes to like intruding on your personal freedoms, I guess is the insult. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, but he's like sweaty. He's got sweaty patches.
Yeah, all those Republicans are sweaty animals, aren't they? The sweaty men.
I think it's... Not to say that this is not trying to show
are they
all Republicans.
Are they Democrats being actors pretending to be
Probably,
Republicans?
yeah. I was
That's
thinking
so
about
funny.
the actors doing this. It's kind of a funny thing.
Yeah.
I guess it's Republicans, but I think it's also, in a broad sense, they're saying these are the more extreme people on the other side, and they're fired up and they're going to vote. Because obviously in America, it's not compulsory to vote. And I think they get like less than 70% of the people who can vote actually do vote. And so a lot of the campaigns they do is to say like, well, hey, if you don't go out and vote, these are the guys who do go out and vote,
Okay.
Life way more involved.
Way more involved.
When you have sexual intercourse, it should be illegal to use contraception. No pills, no condoms.
Your genitals are reserved for procreation.
If you freeze 12 eggs, you should be required to have 12 babies, or else you're a serial killer. And definitely not a serial
He
killer.
is sweating a lot.
They did hit him with a lot of that
No,
sweat.
I'm definitely not a serial killer. Okay. Thanks for that.
God.
Serial killer.
Are you?
My son monitors my porn usage to make sure I'm not self-pleasuring.
Just like Speaker of the House Mike Johnson. That's true, you can look it up.
Don't you think that's normal?
Yeah, I do.
It's normal for your son.
Why are they all sweating so much? That's so crazy.
Because they're going with this whole line of like
those fat, disgusting, sweaty men.
Well, I think part of it too is that Trump's VP pick is kind of like a, I don't know, like 50-year-old guy.
JD Vance.
Yeah, JD Vance. He's kind of like this.
Yeah.
And he's been making comments about like childless cat ladies and, you know, criticizing women. Yeah, exactly. We love the cats. And so I think the Kamala campaign is going hard on this kind of like they're anti-woman and they're creeps, you know. And you know what? Like to a degree, is it accurate for some extreme portions of people out there? Definitely, you know. Oh, and also, did you catch that? This is kind of a crazy story. Did you hear what he said here?
What?
Let's
my son monitors my porn usage.
Son monitors my porn usage to make sure I'm not self-pleasuring.
Just like Speaker of the House Mike Johnson. That's true, you can look it up.
Don't you think that?
Oh, didn't he
that
like...
is, yeah, that is true. And that's crazy.
Yeah, didn't he like... Am I mistaken this here? Didn't he like jerk off or something and like...
So I think it's more just that it came out that he was supporting this like app or something where basically, and it's a religious sort of thing, as in like the organization that makes the app, and they partner you up. So we could probably sign up and partner up with each other, but like it's encouraged for like a dad and a son to partner up.
Right.
And they're supposed to, I think they call it accountability partners. So like you're supposed to both check on each other's internet usage.
Oh, what?
To make sure that you're
Wait,
not...
can you see what you look at? Like,
yeah.
Oh, so they'll be like, I saw you went on like Pornhub. That's really
exactly.
not cool, man.
So you're supposed to monitor it
That's
to
so
make
bizarre.
sure. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. That shit is crazy.
That is weird.
With your son as well? Whoo.
I see. I get that. Okay.
Yeah.
I get it now, folks.
Yeah,
I get it now.
It's out there.
Normal?
Yeah, I do.
It's normal for your son to do that.
You should have a family member monitor your porn use too.
Because pleasuring yourself is very, very naughty.
I'm voting in November.
I'm voting in November. We're all voting in November. Are you?
Because what happens in your bedroom is up to me.
Is up to me and my son. Also, mouth stuff is a sin.
I'll smack a Republican.
Okay. Some things you can't unsee.
Yeah. Really crazy shit there.
So Johnny Maga sharing this. Oh,
Johnny Maga, yeah,
was bizarre new
exactly.
anti-Trump
Johnny
ad.
Maga is like, this isn't accurate at all.
It is, yeah.
It's like, homie, come on. You know, at least one uncle at your family gathering is like this, like, guaranteed.
It is funny how like it is the Dems acting. What would they be like?
You know, I can understand the line of attack. Like, ultimately, they want to come off as like, you know, it's weird to want to be this involved in other people's like reproductive shit, and like it's normal to just be pro freedom and want people to be able to do their own shit. I can understand that line of attack. I think it's an interesting approach. The only thing I don't like about this ad is I guess it's built into the issue with American elections, but I don't love that. Like, the best reason you should vote is because other people that you really disagree with are going to vote. It's like, you should vote because voting's good. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you should vote for the reason that it's good to participate in democracy. And as creepy as these guys in this ad are, a democracy does mean that even guys like that get to vote.
Thank you, Dan.
And so I don't think it's like bad that those guys get a vote. The point should be like, yeah, everyone should vote. Like, and you should know that you might be not interested in voting, but there are plenty of other people out there with differing views that will vote. You know what I'm
talking about?
So yeah, everyone get out there and vote. Like that's, you know, if someone asked me about, you know, who you're gonna, I'm not gonna support either. This is not a this show is not issuing an endorsement for either presidential candidate, frankly. But I would endorse voting. Like, just go and participate in democracy, you know. Thank you.
Dan's on his soapbox.
Yeah, I am. This truly is
Democracy.
Yeah, democracy
manifest.
Manifest. Here it is.
This is Democracy Manifest.
Cheers.
How do you get the regular schmegler? So you can, with this stream deck, you can turn on the Sims. Oh, you can turn it off as well. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, folks,
that's the idea.
That's so cool. I love this thing.
It's pretty sick.
We're such a professional show here. We actually
Hey, we're getting there, you know.
It's
We
really
are.
it really is becoming like professional. I love it.
I'm just gonna
I'm still learning all the buns.
get these out of the way.
Oh, there's still I'm still learning all the buns.
No,
folks.
you're good. We're all good, man.
I'm trying.
Good pals, and you know, we love you because you're very special, my friend.
Thank
you. Well, you mentioned before, and I think we can. Oh, Pandy! Oh no,
He's all right.
I think we could.
Me and Pandy are dressed the same today.
Oh, look at you guys! Wow, matching, cute. What a pair!
Right, we're going to talk about long logs.
Long logs.
Which
We
I
love you.
absolutely,
You're
as
very
Dan always
special.
laughs at me, because I've been saying for the last couple of weeks.
You know what? You can say it now because you get to say it for the segment.
Thank you. Thanks for giving me permission.
Thank you, Dan.
I kept saying how I've not been to the cinema since Barbenheimer, which was the Oppenheimer and Barbie unplanned double feature, I'd say.
Yeah,
The studios didn't plan it.
It worked because it wasn't planned.
It worked because that's exactly right. It worked because it wasn't planned. Yeah. And I saw this buzz around this movie called Longlegs, starring character actor Nic Cage.
Yeah.
And I love a good weird movie, and I wanted to go see it. You wanted to go see it. But
We
needless
love
to say,
you.
Dan has
You're
been to
very
the cinema
special.
since Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
maybe a few times.
Maybe I've been like once or twice, but yeah.
Is that it?
Barbenheimer was the last big time
Yeah,
I
the
remember
cinema's
going to
kind
the
of lost
cinema.
its charm a little bit recently. We'll blame Deadpool and Wolverine for that, and just Marvel in general, maybe. But
we could also put a bit of blame on COVID, maybe.
Nah, I'm going to stick with Marvel. I'm going to stick with Marvel.
That's all right. Yeah, we'll give that.
Oh
one.
Lord. But I really wanted to go see it, and I heard nothing but good things. We saw it yesterday.
I'm gonna come.
I really enjoyed the film. I think even if people didn't like it, which I can see people maybe not because it's not really like a traditional horror film, I think you got to respect the fact that it's like, you know, the horror movie genre is so like tiresome now. Like it's so like it's been done so many times.
Yeah.
What can you do that's new? And it's probably the last horror film I've seen since Talk to Me that I think's done something really cool with the genre.
Totally.
You know, there was like 2 adverts before we went to go see before the movie played, and it's such like generic Hollywood slop, like horror movie, and it's like I'd much rather watch, like, even if I didn't like Longlegs, like you can at least respect the fact that like you could just tell it was going for it's a low budget kind of indie horror film, which I can always respect more than a high budget. I'm sure you second all that, but
We love you. You're very special.
No, I agree. I mean, I think that, like you said, the trailer's playing for a lot of these other horror movies, and we even talked about it in the car ride home. A lot of these other horror franchises that kind of devolved, like Insidious, Saw is a good example too. Conjuring, yeah, of these franchises that just became such studio slop. That's like just
studio slop.
Yeah, it's just regurgitating the same shit and doing a lot of these just jump scare tropes. And, you know, it doesn't mean that all those movies are actually like terrible. Like some of them are decent, but when you get something like Longlegs or Talk to Me is a great example.
Yeah.
These movies that are clearly made with like more intent and more deliberate sense of like what they're trying to say and what story they're trying to tell. And I thought Longlegs honestly was very unique. I thought that it did a lot of things
definitely.
that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
it kind of walked the line. Like I thought it came on. It actually had a higher budget presentation than I thought it would. And what I mean by that is they had a lot of sets and there was sort of more characters in it. I thought it would be a bit more like compact or smaller budget, but
I think the director used the budget extremely well.
That's what I'm trying to say.
The direction was really great. Like again, that's a hard thing to do in the horror genre. I think is do a directing.
Yeah, I'll say that because it did. I'll rephrase what I said. You know, because it definitely
you're all right.
It definitely didn't have like a huge studio budget, but I think they used the budget really well in the sense that everything they did, it made it feel like more of a full proper movie, even though you could tell it was maybe a bit pared back budget wise.
Yeah, even the small press run that they were doing for the film, like the director said, like I'm even shocked like how well the film's doing. Because I think I
love that.
I think they just weren't expecting it to do that well at the box office, and now it's like during like the press run it was like I was just checking out the like showings and stuff and there's sessions selling out like it's nuts.
Yeah,
like we just generally weren't expecting it, and I think it deserves it. I
love
do.
that.
I'd much rather go and see that than just this like slop and jargon. And like you do get like
boring.
big studio films. Like the last one I did go see, like Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Exactly,
I enjoyed both of those films for different reasons, you know.
Totally.
But I'm happy to go see like a big studio film.
It can
like I'll go. I'm looking forward to Joker 2, Dior Le Faux, whatever the fuck it's called. I'm keen for that. That's a big studio film.
That's what happened with Barbenheimer.
It became a meme.
Yeah, but I think they both became a meme in a sense. Oppenheimer and Barbenheimer.
That's what I said. Barbenheimer, both.
Oh, I thought you said Barbie, just
no,
itself.
No, both of them.
Excuse me, sorry. Me and longlegs yesterday.
That's boring.
That's boring. No, I enjoyed it. Seriously,
I really liked it. Yeah,
Seems like everyone has gone to go see it. So.
I was.
The budget must have been small. Let me check.
I was expecting, I think you mentioned something along the lines of like almost like a Star Wars kind of vibe, where it's like.
Pardon me.
Well, like Darth Vader, how he doesn't show up all that often.
Oh, you mean working? Catcher actor Nicolas Cage.
Yes, exactly. I thought that Longlegs, played by Nicolas Cage, might be in it sort of more, but I think he was in it the right amount, if I had to like be honest, because. Yeah, his character.
Fuck me.
What's the budget?
Nah, it's literally incredible. It's like so the budget's 10 million and it's so far made 76.5 million.
Jeez, that's crazy.
It literally is like it's a huge success.
It is reminding me of Talk to Me because like
definitely.
Yeah, because Talk to Me was what like 5 million and it made over 50 million.
Yep.
So if you go smaller on the budget, you have a better chance of just 10 times in your budget.
Impressing people, and that's awesome. And it's still in the theaters, so you'll probably get to like 80.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic.
Maybe a little more. That's awesome.
No,
yeah, it's great.
Wonderful.
I'd much prefer to support a film like that than go see some. What does Joe Biden say? The jargon.
yeah, the malarkey.
Go see like Insidious, the Last Key, or
never heard so much malarkey in my whole life.
They had this like trailer for like I don't know what it was. It was like some Alexa's gone evil. It's like it's so cringe. It's like
literally
AI
they did have a trailer for
you.
some assistant that started to kill the family. It was so stupid.
Alexa is coming to kill you.
Gen Z's trying to what?
Okay, we get it. Like AI is. That's just so like it's so like unoriginal. it looks so generic. Like again, like even if people don't like Longlegs, I think you can at least respect the fact that it's trying to be original. Like and I think it was just like I generally thought the directing was great. It played with aspect ratios really in a really cool way.
Oh, I like that too.
I know aspect ratios are kind of like a bit of a. They became like a trend for a while.
Wanky film thing,
I think it became a thing,
well.
and now it's like when I see a film in like 4x3, I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
No, I will say because I mentioned this after we watched the movie, I really love that Nic Cage, as such a big established actor, actually lends his star power to a lot of these smaller projects and these films that really benefit from having a big name on the production. But I think a lot of the time he produces them as well, so he must put money in.
Yeah, he produced Longlegs. Yeah,
and I think that's
so cool.
I think that's great. Like for him to support movies like this to be able to be made as an actor who could easily just do studio movie after studio movie, you know.
Hollywood jargon.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. And I think that he seems to really support these kinds of, the kind of movies that I want to see made. Because yesterday I texted you.
Yes, that's what I'm about to ask. So you watched Dream Scenario.
I did watch Dream Scenario.
It's good, isn't it?
Also starring Nic Cage. So that came out last year.
Yeah.
And
that's A24, isn't it? Like
that's A24, and Longlegs was Neon.
Yeah,
and
dude. Yeah, it's a good film.
I was really impressed. I gotta say, like I was worried that it might.
I didn't mean to hurt her. I didn't mean to do it.
Yeah, I was worried that it might be a little bit like. I didn't see Beau is Afraid, but you told me how that was a little bit artsy fartsy wanky.
I did see Beau is Afraid in the theater. It was fucking 3 hours long. It's a good film, but I'm a much bigger fan of Ari Aster's last two films, which
Gen
is
Z's trying to what?
Hereditary and Midsommar.
Gen Z's trying to what?
What about
Is Ari
Gen Z?
Aster Gen Z?
I don't think so. I think he's like, is millennial 30, 40?
What?
Okay. I'm glad you liked it. I liked it too. If you haven't seen
they
it,
committed to the concept and they really
so if you haven't
executed
seen it, basically it's just like literally like a regular schmegler Joe, like kind of like a bit of a low life professor played by Nicolas Cage, and he just randomly starts appearing in people's dreams, and he becomes like a celebrity because he's
that's the elevator
in people's dreams. But not to spoil it, it does say in this hypnosis, what if a dream becomes a nightmare?
Yes.
And it's just, you're watching it and you're like, why did no one ever think of this before? This is such a good idea.
No, I think they, like I said, the way they execute the concept, I think is so good because they play out all of the scenarios of like what would happen if someone started appearing in someone's dream. Like how might it be, again, not to spoil the movie, but how might it be used to market certain things, or how might people take that concept and interpret it? Like, do they find it weird that someone's appearing in your...
There's a Sprite joke in it that's really funny, and Michael Cera's in it. He was great in it. Michael Cera was really good in it.
And the woman who played the wife, I don't know the actor's name off the top of my head, she was fantastic.
It's really good. I was really impressed. I really recommend it.
And I got to say, Kath and I watched it together, and before we went into it, I guess because she probably only really knew Nic Cage from National Treasure, she was like, he's a bit...
Yes.
And I was like, I think he's actually a really good actor. I think you just need to see him in the right roles,
that's fair. I think we all had that kind of like we've all seen Nic Cage in a movie that's like, the fuck.
I feel like he is the type of actor that his performances can be very over the top.
Yeah.
And I think it can really work, like with Longlegs or with Dream Scenario, but it can also not work sometimes.
I liked both.
I don't think he's a bad actor. I just think
I've generally really enjoyed like two Nicolas Cage performances in the same week.
Never thought that would be my experience.
Yeah,
me too.
And it's actually like, it's funny because like I think Dream Scenario really does give like a really good like, it's obviously something that's never happened before, but like someone appearing in someone's dreams, but like you could see it actually happening. Like if this did happen to someone, you could see it going the way that it did.
Absolutely.
And I really liked it.
Like I said, I love when you're right. I love when movies take like a concept like that and they just fully take it to the furthest logical extent of that. And I thought it was really good.
Not to spoil it, there's like a scene in an apartment, which is like, it's really...
Oh, that is so funny. Yeah.
Really interesting. And I'd say super like realistic to something that probably would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it involves a few things. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I agree. And
I'm on a Nic Cage on it seems.
I gotta say, I'm kind of Nic Cage. I'm pro Nic Cage now.
Well, he did film. I think his next film coming out is
The Surfer. Yeah,
which was filmed in Western Australia, which is where we live. So
yeah, baby. Yeehaw.
I'm not holding out too much hope for it. But either way, I'm keen for it, I guess. But I'm not holding out too much. I don't know if it'll be a great film. I hope it is.
I thought you were gonna quit.
No, I'll go see it. It doesn't seem like the kind of movie I would go see if it didn't have Nicolas Cage in it and it wasn't filmed in Perth.
Yeah.
But I did see a clip. They released a clip for it and it was pretty. It looked fun.
Again, like I said, I think props to Nic Cage by lending his star power.
I'll support it.
Yeah, but
I'll produce it.
He gives these movies a credit and recognition they might not otherwise get. So, you know, he did a movie here in WA, The Surfer.
And that's unheard of.
I think that's great.
Love Nic Cage for that. Like, yeah, I'll come do it.
Sure, I'll do it.
I'll do it. I don't laugh at the dollar. What's that thing? What did you say?
I'll get the quote out. We can finish on this Nic Cage quote because it is kind of hilarious.
I don't laugh at the dollar. I respect it. Oh God.
No, man. Nick is a.
He is a true goat.
Nic Cage is a true goat.
He is a true goat.
He is a principled person. He did this quote here
in Playboy magazine.
Yes,
of all places.
You can hit the react.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hope I've loaded up the right thing.
The jargon, Malargan. Majorgan.
Let's try and. It's a big actor, but I think that it's clear he's not purely me. And I gotta say, I respect that. This is the quote. Playboy asked him, "Your salary is shooting up into the multi-millions per movie, reportedly 4 to 7 million. Do these numbers make you chuckle?" And Nic Cage just coldly responds, "I don't chuckle. I have respect for the dollar." And we love him for that. You know, that is a pretty goated response from Nic Cage. I can't lie.
We love him for that.
Well done, Nick.
We love him, folks.
Thank you for Long Legs. Thank you for Dream Scenario.
He is at that point in his career now where he's just like having fun, I think. Me watching Dream Scenario. Well, thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Connor.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Oh, you sweetheart. It's been a fun show. Good time.
It has.
I think we're really coming into a bit of a
hit.
Yeah, a bit of a routine, bit of a stride. Let's freaking go.
Well, have a good week.
Yeah, you too, my friend.
Till the next time.
Enjoy yourself.
Stay safe.
Take care. Stay safe, you know.
And have fun.
And above all else, have fun.
I'm long legs. I forgot to wear my long legs.